Hey you guys, it's Larry out here doing another video on, believe it or not, in 1970 is the year we're doing a little bit of things on. So hold on here a minute and we'll get right to it. Okay, in 1970, Apollo 13 had a big accident happen in space, but they were able to limp the capsule back home and nobody got hurt. 1970. Okay, in 1970 also, Kent State. Did y'all hear about Kent State in 1970 that they were having protests and stuff, I guess, with the Vietnam War, different things going on in Vietnam, and the kids were protesting, and they called the National Guard out because it was getting rowdy, and the guys got scared because the National Guard got trapped and thought the guys were going to attack them, and they were scared for their life, and they shot, sadly, shot and killed 4 students. Some of the students weren't even part of the protest. They were just walking by and stuff, and that was terrible. And I think, let's see, I think 9 were wounded. But it was a crazy thing going on back then. I think they went to court and they acquitted all the National Guard because the National Guard just showed that they were trapped in a corner, and they got scared. They screwed up really what it was. Yeah, the kids were yelling and screaming, and the National Guard just panicked. They got in a tight hole and couldn't handle. I guess a lot of the National Guards are trained that well or something. They're not like the military, the Army, and Marines and stuff like that. They just panicked. Terrible time. Okay, another thing happened in 1970, which was with Harley-Davidson, is they come out with the XR 750. They dominated the dirt with that motorcycle, and it was really mostly for off-road. Somebody fixed them up and put them on road, but they're a fast little rascal, and they dominated. Okay, another thing that happened in 1970 with Harley is Harley came up with a alternator instead of the generator. As you look right here, that's the generator that they did away with. It's pretty heavy too. It's a heavy rascal. And the alternator actually is inside this cover right here. You take that chrome cover off, and your primary and all that kind of stuff, and your alternator's in behind there. That would be that'll be a lot easier, a lot harder to replace than this generator right here. A lot more work involved, a lot more work. So they did better, they worked better, they were lighter, and they produced a better output for the Harleys, and they say they still use them today. What's the thing that came out in 1970 was a hamburger helper. Came out in 1970. I don't know if y'all have used that or not. I'm sure you have, most of you have. And something else that came out in that year was bell-bottom pants. Come out in 1970. I don't know if y'all had them, but we had the big old elephant bells. Some of them were, and I like the kind of small bell bottoms myself, but that's something came out. Another thing was to come out in 1970 was the afro. Yes, sir, a lot of afros were coming out then. White and blacks were having afros. Tie-dye come out in 1970. I don't know if you took your shirts and you could tie-dye them yourself, but of course a lot of stores sold them and stuff, but it was easy to make them if you wanted to put a tie-dye yourself. Put your shirt in there and put rubber bands on it in different places, and dip it in some dye in different places, different colors and stuff. And that was a big fad, and that was invented in 1970. The first Boeing 747 flight from United States to London happened in 1970. The first commercial flight, that's what happened, 1970. Canadian Flight 621 crashed and killed everybody on board. 109 people perished in that flight. That was in 1970. 1970, yes sir. Okay, a cyclone hit in Bangladesh in 1970, and 300,000 people had perished. They said it was at least 300,000, up to 500,000 people had perished because back out in that country, they couldn't hear or get the news out that something like that was happening. And I think the low-lying areas flooded first and just washed everybody away. It was sad, very sad. It was the deadliest recording for any cyclone, which is the same thing as a hurricane over here. Okay, Mount Everest. They had a big ice breakage, avalanche, and killing like 9 people. And what they were doing, somebody was trying to ski down Mount Everest, where the ice was, and it broke loose, and some of the people that were assisting these people to set this record were the ones that got killed. 4 on the same day in a different area of Mount Everest were killed doing the same thing, trying to set a record, avalanche skiing, and they were filming it, and it just didn't work out. Poor people got killed. It's like sad, sad, sad. 344 people have died in Mount Everest trying to climb it or do anything on Mount Everest. And some people, the hardest part I think is the beginning of it. After you get by a certain point, it's not as bad, but that's where most of the deaths were at the beginning. And if you want to climb Mount Everest, it's cost you about $40,000 per person. That's a lot of money to go up there and get your ass killed. But I think different things I say cost there: the food, oxygen. Let's see what else is there. I'm about to look on my notes here, guys. Transporting, gear permits, food. That's cost $40,000. That's a lot, isn't it? Okay, I got another one here. On my believe it or not thing here. See if you believe this. Is do you know why some countries drive on the right side and some countries drive on the left side? Well, what it is, people that drives on the left side is because they back in the early days when they used to have sword fights, not sword fights, but you know, I forget what you call them. They knock each other off the horse with big poles and stuff like that. What do you call that? Y'all tell me what that's called. Anyhow, that's where it started from. And you were better off to be the sword on your right side, and so you have a better shot at knocking the guy off. And that's how they say they started driving on the wrong side of the road. I say wrong side. The United States is on the right side, and some countries like England are on the left side. So if you're on the left side, you got your sword and stuff on your right side, and they say that's where it started from. You believe that or not? Let me know. All right, guys. Okay, that looks like it's gonna be it for today. I appreciate y'all stopping by and all the support. I think I said this before last week, but I'll say it again. If you guys want to, I'm pretty sure I said it again, but I'll say it. If you guys started a YouTube channel and you want to build, don't take breaks. Costing you breaks. I've noticed, I did my research on mine, that I had a whole lot more people before, and I took 3 breaks, and it seems like every time I lose viewers. They somehow or another don't get contacted. I'm putting my stuff out or something. It's kind of weird. So if you're serious about your channel, don't take no breaks. If you do, just slow down a little bit. Don't take like I did, I took a 5-week break one time, a 2-week, and a 1 week, and each time seemed like I lost viewers. Later, people.